Hello everyone, it is time for another let's talk about some wrestling thingamajigger, whatever it's called, you know.
Wrestling!
Yay!
Oh yeah!
So, on this episode, what we wanted to cover was the amazing events that WWE NXT put on Thursday night, which, of course, we decided to watch right before this. That way we'd have our...
fresh.
Yeah, so we have it fresh in our mind. We'd actually be able to like go through and tell you all about it a little bit.
So basically what people are saying, sorry TLC, is pretty correct, to be honest.
It's going to be hard for TLC to live up to what NXT produced.
Just a regular NXT show.
Yeah.
Which
well,
is
I mean, it wasn't regular. It was the live special, but it was still good. They give them an extra hour and they take full advantage of it.
Oh, it was good.
So let's, we'll go ahead and jump straight into it because we don't want it to be like a freaking hour-long video or anything.
59 hours later.
I know, right? So the first match of the night was the debuting Kevin Owens, otherwise known as Kevin Steen.
Kill Steen, kill.
Yeah, from Ring of Honor and everywhere else, basically.
From Raw.
Going against CJ Parker, who seems to be the best enhancement talent that the NXT has right now.
He's NXT's Dolph Ziggler.
He is. He just sells for everybody, basically.
He takes that broom and shows it how to wrestle.
Yeah, and let's be honest here. As soon as Kevin Owens, theme music hit and his video came up, the crowd went absolutely shit. Like,
shit.
They shit their pants then and there.
Like, even beginning of show, shit pants.
Yeah, we knew he was going to debut, but we didn't expect him to debut right off the bat, opening it up. But it definitely got the crowd going, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Now, it was just a kind of a quick little 5-minute match.
Something like that, yeah.
But they had a fast-paced 5-minute match.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of rest holds, that's for sure. There was none of that.
Yeah, there was quite a bit of spots for that.
I mean, right off the bat, Steen goes... 2 running avalanche in the corner.
Freight trains.
Yeah, the old freight train. And then he did a cannonball into the corner. And then when the guy rolled out, then he did a front flip over the top rope onto him. It was just like...
That was the first minute of the match.
Yeah, and it was that got a holy shit and a this is awesome chant right then and there, which is pretty freaking awesome.
That's called warming up the crowd, kids.
Yeah, it is. It definitely worked.
For sure.
And then CJ Parker did get a little bit of offense, but at the end of the day, it was
mostly
still,
Owen.
Yeah, it was still all Owens. He did a pump handle package shoulder breaker sort of thing. That was pretty sick. And then of course this finisher that he used was basically, it was almost like just a pop-up power bomb.
Oh yeah.
But there was no selling to that power bomb. It was literally just going splat onto the canvas.
Pretty much, yeah.
Which had to have hurt a ton. But it looked fucking sick.
I can't wait until he defeats Mark Henry with that.
I know, right? Because Mark Henry's gonna go flying, right?
He's luchador.
Mark Henry will just jump as high as he can.
Sexual
chocolate. And then he'll be able to do something with his knee, because that's about as high as he'll get up.
No, he does the drop kick into the steel chairs.
Yes.
Steel stairs. Because that's as far as he can do.
So, do you think that you're fine. Did you think that Kevin Owens could have done anything more in his debut to get the crowd fired up? Or do you think it was a very good debut for him?
I thought it was done pretty well. Like, they didn't have it drag out and maybe watch him steam out.
Yeah.
Even though he doesn't, because I've seen him wrestle in some pretty good Iron Man matches in ROH and other indie developments.
Yeah.
But I think it was a good
Against
way to...
El Generico, maybe?
Who?
Exactly.
See. But I think it was a very good way to show what he could do, get him in, get him out, feed him somebody.
Yeah.
And it was very good.
It's just a small piece.
Hey, they had a lot to do that night, but they still was able to establish that Kevin Owens is a player.
Yeah, he's definitely a player.
He's there to do things.
He walks in as a player.
Yeah.
He's like
and
Teddy Long.
Something a little later.
Player.
Yeah, I know. And something a little later
we'll get to that in a little bit.
As for sure. I know.
So, the second match of the night was the Lucha Dragons defending their NXT Tag Team Championships against the greatest entrance of the show before a certain point.
Yeah.
The Vaudevillains.
Vaudevillains.
I love their gimmick because it's just so weird and old school.
1920s style villains.
Yeah, it's so good. I mean, Gotch isn't my favorite guy, but as a team, they're very, very good together.
It's very interesting, very different.
Yes.
Such an original take. And just that, the whole entrance was pretty cool. They kind of do that little slowing down effect that they used to do for Morrison. But they do the whole thing.
And then they add like the very, very small little imperfections into the video as well. Sort of like
like the old time video was.
And same thing like NWO back then too. They did the same sort of thing for that. Sweet. Monochrome and all that. So that was kind of nice. That match was pretty much what you would expect from those two teams. They're very, very good in the ring.
Yeah.
The Lucha Dragons, of course, came out victorious.
Retained, yeah.
Kalisto was probably the real superstar of that match. He did a lot of really cool things.
You mean that guy that used to be with Camacho?
No,
different guy.
Different guy, the little guy.
That's okay.
Yeah, Sin Cara is the guy who used to be with Camacho. Who? Exactly.
How did he all of a sudden get a tattoo on his arm?
I know, right? It's magic.
How come he doesn't botch as much anymore?
he still botches some though.
Not as much. Not as much.
But yeah, the Vaudevillains. I mean, the match didn't have a whole lot of things that you're like, oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah.
The handspring with no hands off of the ropes and into a kick was pretty freaking cool. It
was pretty awesome.
By Kalisto, and then I mean obviously all the diving that they did.
To be honest, in a regular show that would have been maybe almost match of the night.
Yeah.
But in this NXT show, it was almost like run of the mill.
It was one of the normal matches.
That's not saying it's bad.
Yeah.
It was still pretty good. And it was good to see the Vaudevillains come out and do a little piece and actually hold their own against the Dragons for a while.
It's not time for them to be tag team champions yet.
Not yet.
But
they had a strong showing. Yeah. So it's not like they just got rolled over.
Exactly.
So
which is all that matters. But of course, the Lucha Dragons will never just roll over anyone anyway.
Well, because they're the ones who dethroned the Ascension.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's a big deal.
That's a big deal for NXT.
So the next match of the night was a short one, under a minute.
Who?
Baron Corbin
Yeah.
versus random wrestler number 1, Ty Dillinger.
That guy. I'm surprised he didn't wrestle Ryback at one time.
I know, right? So in this match,
which was basically just
it was a squash match.
It was a squash match.
It was all there to basically show off Baron Corbin, but that's normal because
it was DB and Sheamus at WrestleMania.
Pretty much, yeah.
Figured I'd beat you to it.
To be honest, though, it lasted longer.
Yeah, it did.
The crowd started counting as soon as the bell rang.
Yeah.
Which was a nice touch.
And then
because
they stopped at like 30. And
they stopped at 35 because Bull Dempsey was out in the crowd, basically looking on as they set up for the battle of the two monsters.
This is a squash / setup match.
Yeah, it's because the last couple weeks, which you may not have seen, basically Baron Corbin or Bull Dempsey has beaten a random jobber guy. And then the other guy has come out.
They've been fed.
Yeah, and then the other guy comes out and then does it even better type
Looks
thing.
Looks at them hungrily.
Basically, they're just going back and forth.
One-upsmanship almost.
Basically, yeah. So that's their whole thing. There isn't a whole lot to talk about Baron Corbin other than he does still have the look. He's still got the presence.
He's got the touch.
Yeah, exactly. And he's got the power. Nah.
We'd have to wrestle him ourselves to see.
Yeah, he has a really cool finisher though that I do think a lot of people enjoy as well. So
it's a cool finisher. I'd like to see if everybody can do it.
Yeah, I don't. He couldn't probably do it to the Big Show, but I mean that's why. That's why you have a secondary finisher, right?
Nope.
He'll just put him into like a Steiner recliner or something.
Just hit him with the WMD.
Yeah, exactly.
Punch Big Show in the face.
Punch him in the face. So after that, we had the Ascension.
That team.
The new SmackDown team apparently. Taking on both Hideo Itami
and Finn Balor. Finn fucking Balor.
Yeah, with his probably the best entrance I've seen for years now in a WWE thing. I mean, it was very long and drawn out, but the new song,
almost
the new video,
as impressive as the match.
Yeah, I mean it was really, really awesome. He finally brought the face paint back and
body paint
and everything. He brought it back from what he did in Japan. Mm-hmm. Of course, he has to watch copyrights a little more now.
Because Japan don't give a
fuck. But he did a pretty good job at doing like half Carnage, half Venom sort of looking thing. Which I believe is gonna try. He's probably gonna try to just do that every time now.
Like
same sort of thing.
His neck, his whole neck was just teeth.
Yeah.
And so was his knee pads.
Knee pads. It was pretty freaking sweet. The match itself it was another one that was sort of to be expected, but it doesn't mean it was a bad match at all.
No.
Because I mean, those guys tore it down pretty well.
Both teams pretty much had their spots. Mm-hmm. And they both looked good. Not really any botches to you could notice.
Yeah, I mean, there really wasn't a lot of bad things that happened there. I mean,
to be honest, this whole show was almost botch-free.
For the most part, yeah. There wasn't much. There wasn't much.
It didn't even really take away from the experience.
They all kind of, raised the bar and thought of it as like a pay-per-view in a way. And I think that's what made some of those guys, really focus on things.
It was really good, though.
But, I mean, you got the high flying of Balor and Itami going back and forth, which is awesome. Itami even did tease the TKO, which used to be the GTS in WWE.
Yeah.
But Kento had been using it for years over in Japan, so people were really excited to see it. And as soon as he was about to do it, the Ascension broke it up. So maybe that'll be like their new little cock tease thing where they're like, oh, is he going to do it? Is he going to do it?
No,
is he going to do it?
He's not.
And then once he gets into like a world title match or something, maybe he'll finally do it and everyone will just go crazy.
He'll go nuts.
And then he'll probably not win with it.
Get a near fall.
Yeah, a near fall. Just 2 7/8,
2 and 17/18.
But the match ended with a double foot stomp with both Itami and Balor coming from the top rope.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool and
good match. Nice finish.
Very much so. It's textbook, basically.
Pretty much textbook.
And it also showed that, hey, the Ascension are ready to be on the main roster. They've been a good act for, a
long time.
More than a year.
Yeah,
so
a long time. In wrestling, that's forever.
Yeah, exactly. To be in one company on one show and all that stuff. So.
And one team.
So, yeah, man, that was really good. The match after that was the NXT Women's Championship. With Charlotte and Sasha Banks.
And I proceeded to, since I don't watch NXT all the time, go, oh, it's time for me to take a nap because it's a Divas match.
Correct.
And then I'm you know what? I've never been more happy to be proven wrong. This was as solid as a wrestling match as the rest of the card, if not more so. They got a solid 20 minutes? 15, 20 minutes?
Probably around 15.
Yeah. A solid match, a solid time to work a match, and both Sasha Banks and Charlotte did really good.
Yeah.
Both of them had some really good spots, and it was good wrestling.
Yeah, they should be really proud of their performance out there, because, I mean, Sasha Banks...
Yep, both of them.
Sasha Banks hadn't really gotten an opportunity to have longer matches yet. Charlotte obviously had that one with Natty that everyone talked about as well. That was really, really good, but... I think the chemistry of those two working together when it came to, tag matches, promos, and all that stuff early on in Charlotte's NXT career, I think that really paid off. It gave a little more extra oomph to the match.
Yeah, for sure.
And those girls, they didn't care.
You got built up for a Divas match for once.
And they didn't care if, it was hard-hitting, if they were being a little stiff with each other. Because at the end of the day, they were going out there to tear down the house. And for a Divas match, they did as much tearing down the house you pretty much could.
Pretty much.
I mean, it definitely rivals Paige and Emma from one of the other NXTs.
Like I'm saying, it was a good... I'm not going to say it's good for a Divas match.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good wrestling match.
Yeah, overall.
I like to say that. I like to be reminded that can happen.
And I mean, that's...
Because Raw and SmackDown doesn't know that.
That's what, WWE needs to do. Like, when you give Divas a match on the pay-per-view, okay... First of all, you have to have two people who can work well.
Make it something. You got to make it matter too.
Exactly.
Most of these matches you see pay-per-views.
Everything has been petty. It's
it's been petty.
I don't like you. I don't like you. Blah blah blah.
Outside of the Paige and AJ rivalry we had going there, which was creepy / interesting / cool.
Yeah.
It's been just I'm champion now. I fight you because you champion.
Pretty much.
I don't like you.
Yeah,
it's been
lackluster. It just doesn't quite work, So yeah, I mean
I'm really, as a kind of a last thing to say about that, I'm really impressed at how far Charlotte has come. Like, that was a really good technical match.
And at first she was awful. I mean, not awful, but I mean, she didn't botch, but she did
her father's daughter.
3 moves.
Yeah.
And that was it because they were protecting her because she wasn't that good at one time.
She was green.
But she's become a lot better because she's a very, very good athlete. And she makes that work to her advantage at the end of the day. So those two did really well. I'm interested to see Charlotte on the main shows that's not Raw in 3-minute match.
Yeah.
Losing to Natty for no reason.
I don't understand that. I didn't understand
Vince McMahon.
I hated that.
Because apparently, from what I had heard online, Triple H said Charlotte goes over And Vince McMahon said, Natty goes over. And Natty's like, why am I going over?
What is... I love Natty to death, but honestly, what has she done
She
lately?
gains nothing from it, other than Tyson Kidd gets to celebrate for her.
That's it. Tyson's so over.
That was the best part.
He's the one over in that match. Neither of the divas.
He was just taking freaking selfies outside when this girl's busting.
It's the most entertaining... I love watching Tyson Kidd wrestle.
It's pretty funny,
but it's the most entertainment I've had seeing him not wrestle.
Because he's getting he's kind of annoying like that now, but it's a good annoying.
Yeah,
something I can get behind.
Him and Mizdow should be tag team champions.
Yes. So
okay,
it's time to get to the main event of the evening.
I thought that was the main event. I thought every match we'd seen, except for the squash match,
it felt sort of like it. Yeah,
was could have been main event caliber.
You had the NXT champion. Adrian Neville versus Sami Zayn
before his star in the Smash movie, The Hobbit.
Yeah, exactly.
Battle of the Five
little mini guy.
Yeah. Versus Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn had his career on the line basically.
That was of course the stipulation: title versus career.
The whole thing though was that Neville wasn't actually holding him to that.
Yeah.
He basically said, "I don't care what you do after I beat you. Mm-hmm. It's just." I'll give you this title shot or whatever. Like, you don't have to do that. Mm-hmm. So...
But out of honor.
Yeah, but Sami Zayn is the type of person who would have been like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
So...
I said it.
What we got with that match was probably at least 20 to 25 minutes. Mm-hmm. It started off kind of slow, but of course you can't go full blazing for 20 minutes because no one has that sort of stamina.
You're human.
Right off the bat. Yeah, you have to have some rest time. So it started off with a lot
of... warm-up.
Yeah, and they had some good chain wrestling early on. Mm-hmm. The crowd was definitely into it.
Oh, they were into it from the get-go.
Exactly, and as the match progressed, we just got higher spots. It just kept building and building.
Yeah.
Sami Zayn couldn't quite get it.
Yeah.
But, I mean...
It was just... The whole match, you could almost sum it up as Sami Zayn almost there.
Yeah, almost.
The whole thing.
Almost.
As well as this whole chase for this title.
Because he always failed. That's the thing.
Biggest... The only chase I've seen bigger than this lately was the big DB chase for that title. And it was like almost... I'd hate to say a pared down version of that, but it was almost like that. He was so close on so many times, and it was amazing almost every time.
Yeah.
Like I can't remember an Adrian Neville match and Adrian Neville Sami Zayn match that was bad.
I don't think it's possible.
It probably could.
Even at 50, they'd still put on a good match, I'm sure.
Both of them with broken legs.
They'd find a way.
Yeah. Great colleagues out there.
But there was
I knew I'd get him in there.
There was a lot of big spots in that match.
Yeah.
A lot of, over the top rope dives. There was a lot of crazy things that both of those guys can pull off with each other.
Like 2 ref bumps.
Yeah, 2 ref bumps.
The only botch in the match was by the ref.
Yeah, the ref botched.
Yeah, he was
and the crowd called him out on it right away.
Yeah, he was supposed to get pulled into the way of a hell of a kick.
Yeah, but instead he got an elbow.
He said he got an elbow while Adrian still got the hell of a kick and then no sold it.
He sold it. He went out to the outside.
Yeah, he went out, but
yeah, then we had the inner struggle of whether or not Sami Zayn should hit him with the belt. Because you know what?
Take the easy way or not.
He's tired of being the good guy. He's tired of always being respectful and this and that.
And is
he going to do it?
Yeah, never working out for him.
And it was about 2 minutes of just inner, thought. And
inner turmoil.
What am I going to do? What am I going to do? And then finally he turns to put it down, and Neville tries to get him in a roll up. They go back and forth a little more, and finally, the hell of a kick is hit.
Lands straight
on the chin.
And
Sami Zayn flies onto him. We get the 1, 2, 3. The crowd goes absolute nuts.
Yeah, so nuts.
It was insane.
Like every person in the crowd was Scott Steiner for a minute.
Pretty much. They were crazy, and I love seeing something like that happen because the crowd doesn't always usually get up in unison to celebrate, but that's exactly what happened.
That's exactly what happened.
Everyone was in unison. They're all partying. We have confetti. There's entire NXT locker room comes down out, basically.
Yeah. Pat Patterson
was there because he's relevant.
He's alive.
And basically they all celebrate in the ring. It was an awesome moment.
It was good.
Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn get to hug it out a bit, which is nice as well.
It was pretty cool since they have a big history.
So much history with each other.
Indies.
And then after that he celebrates a little more as he's going up the ramp with Kevin Owens, got his arm around him. buddy as always. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, Kevin Owens throws him back onto the ground.
Because remember, in NXT, they don't know each other.
Yeah. Well, it's sort of in between. It's like one of those things. It's like, I'm friends with you, but I want that motherfucking title. Yeah. So, yeah, you're gonna die.
You're dead.
Basically, he throws him down. He grabs him real quick. Powerbomb onto the apron, which had to have hurt like a bitch.
Oh.
And then he leaves with William Regal not so happy with him.
Who?
Exactly.
I think William Regal was just in an okay mood.
Yeah, probably. It was his normal face, so you don't really know what he's thinking.
Yeah. But I hate to see William Regal actually get angry.
It's kind of funny, actually. I still always remember that.
Turns into Cthulhu.
I still always remember when he won the King of the Ring and he just had that smug look on his face the entire time.
Just shitty.
He was just like... But anyway, so that's how it ended, basically with the new champion, Sami Zayn, on a stretcher at the hands of Kevin Owens, his buddy, the guy who was just hugging him and celebrating him and giving him kisses on the head. I mean,
loving it.
Yeah, it was great.
That first time when he came in, that was real.
That was real. Oh, I'm sure everything was real until he turned his back.
Until he did that.
Because they're buds. I mean,
they're bros. If you don't know, Kevin Steen and El Generico.
Yeah.
Look up
their matches.
Look up their matches.
They've gone through hell and back together.
Hell and back. They've put each other through hell and back.
Yeah.
Through tables and
through
shit.
18 million tables.
So many tables.
With fire and tax.
Environmentalists don't watch these.
I know, right?
Because
they waste a lot of wood.
Yeah, they got wood.
So, that was our rundown of NXT.
Of the NXT live show.
Because we're doing this literally right before TLC, this will go up after TLC.
Thanks, Obama.
Yeah. Well, this will actually be posted after TLC.
So tell us how stupid
probably the next day. Yeah. But what we're going to do is we're going to make some quick predictions for the pay-per-view tonight.
I sure hope you know the card because I forgot it.
I have the card right here, actually.
I forget half of the card.
That's why I was typing in my phone for a little while.
What phone?
So, here's the matches. This is how they were listed on Bleacher Report, at least.
No,
okay?
I think I'm almost more interested in the pre-show than most of the regular card.
What's in the pre-show?
I don't know. Tell me.
So to say, I don't know which one of these is in the pre-show.
I forget too.
But okay, so the first match we have Swagger and Rusev for the U.S. title.
Yeah, that's not pre-show.
Yeah, that should be a pretty good match.
Yeah,
those two guys have churned out really good matches over time.
I miss Zeb.
And Lana is,
Anal.
Amazing. Yes.
There should be Zeb and Anal just fighting each other on the outside.
That'd be great. She should put him in the figure 4.
They should.
Woo! I don't think her skirt would allow it.
I don't know if her skirt would allow her to do anything.
Everything.
She should do reverse DDTs.
So, who do you think wins that match?
Who do I think? I think Rusev retains.
Okay.
I think Rusev retains. I think it's going to be a good match, and there might be some scumbag tactics since Swagger's. Since Swagger's been put over for the last couple of weeks. But I think that's
if anything teaches it anything. If you win a lot on Raw, you're probably going to lose the pay-per-view.
Maybe.
If you get the best of the other one.
Yeah, if you get over on the lead-up, you're probably going to lose.
Yeah.
Most of the time. All the time.
All the time.
So I think Swagger is going to... I think Swagger's going to lose. I think Rusev's going to retain. Because Swagger's a good opponent for him, not the guy to end his winning streak.
The streak!
Yeah, the new streak. That's Brock Lesnar.
All right. So now we have AJ and Nikki Bella for the Divas title. A lot of people think AJ might be on the way out after tonight, but they've been saying that for the last 6 months.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know. This one's up in the air. I mean, I would like to think AJ's not on her way out. Because
I would hope not, yeah.
She's the
she's
best
really good.
divas they got going on.
But hey, if she wants to go to TNA, there's some interesting matchups there.
It's nasty, yeah, for sure. Yeah, this one's more up in the air for me because I just don't know what's happening behind the scenes wise.
Yeah.
If I had it my way, AJ would take the title back.
Okay.
Because I don't care for either of the Bellas to have the title.
Makes sense.
Honestly, because you've seen it.
They're just name value in a way.
To be honest, yeah. With Total Divas coming back.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Even though Paige is on that, which is weird.
But it just all depends on what's going on in the background. If AJ's on her way out, really, I don't see her taking the title back.
Yeah, it wouldn't make much sense.
She's pulling a CM Punk.
CM Punk thing, yeah.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to play it safe and say Nikki's going to retain.
Okay.
Due to twin bullshit.
Twin magic.
Yeah.
Because you can't tell them apart.
It's still going to work.
You can't even tell them apart.
Little Nate is going to be in there and he's not going to know.
They'll just have to have like the greatest brawl of all time for Brie to try to make them look that big.
That big.
Because you know what? You can only compress fake ones so much.
They're just
Real ones, you just have to pump the fuck up.
They're gonna have to give her fake ones. They're just gonna
they'll just put some silicone in them in her bra.
Throw cantaloupes in there.
So after that match, we have Big Show versus Eric Rowan in a steel steps match. Which I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it just means
what's a steel steps match.
I'm guessing steel steps are legal, but nothing else is. I don't. That's all I can think of. It's kind of like a chairs match.
It's dumber than a chairs match, and a chairs match was dumb already.
This is like freaking when was it TNA did like it was TLC and chain, or like it was tables, ladders, and chains.
Yeah, because this is tables, ladders, chairs, and stairs.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Okay. I think Eric Rowan gets over because what the hell's Corporate Kane been doing?
It's not Kane. It's Big Show.
What the hell's Big Show been doing?
Exactly.
They're interchangeable.
He's sold out.
So Big Show has zero traction right now. What is he doing? What does he lose from losing? Nothing. What does Eric Rowan gain from winning?
Good stuff.
A lot of stuff.
He's no longer a genius retard.
He's not. He's still retarded.
Yeah, but he's a genius.
But he's a face. He's a face retard.
He needs to go. He needs to keep going after Renee. I think that would be great. We just need to see those two as a couple. We'll have like a marriage thing.
Dean Ambrose
and then Ambrose will be like, nope.
Yeah,
it'd be great.
Nope's the whole thing. I think Eric Rowan will probably go over on that because he's got so much momentum coming off of Survivor Series and everything.
Okay.
So that's my thoughts on
it. I like to agree with that. I'm thinking that'll probably be what happens.
Have you agreed with everything I've said so far?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
That's how I'd book it. Next match, Ziggler and Harper. Ladder match
and Harper
for the IC title.
Just because I want to think Ziggler can get the push to go over that.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Luke's going to retain.
Okay.
I'm going to say he's going to retain.
He doesn't have to climb up the ladder as far.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I think Ziggler's going to have a strong showing on this because he's still riding high.
Yeah. He's still super kicking everyone.
He's still riding high. Oh, geez.
We're fine.
I'm scared.
We're fine.
I think he's gonna have a strong showing, and there's gonna be due to something.
Yeah.
Harper's gonna retain. I'd like to think Ziggler can get the push into maybe the title, big title picture.
That's where I want to see him.
That's tough with Lesnar being the title, the holder.
And honestly, though, I mean, that would be, if there's any way to really put over Dolph Ziggler, it'd be beating Brock Lesnar. Only because he's such a smaller guy compared to Lesnar that it would be truly like a, oh my god, how'd he beat him type thing, you know?
It'd be great to see that, but I realistically see it being like a triple threat maybe.
Yeah.
With him, Cena, and Ziggler, if that happens at all.
Yeah, I don't know if Ziggler will be in Mania this year when it comes to the title, but...
Oh my god, I would love that.
In the future.
Oh, I just want Ziggler.
Ziggler needs to be champ.
He needs to be for more than a week. For more than 2 weeks.
That's our thought on the matter.
I don't want him to be getting concussion as soon as he
wins. But both of us think Harper will probably win.
I think Harper's going to retain due to bullshit.
So we have Usos and Team Mizdow.
I think that's the pre-show.
Tag team.
That's the pre-show.
Is it the tag team match? Okay.
Well, that one's tough.
Do you want a real tag team to have it, or do you want The Miz to still be the tag team champions? Because that's pretty much what it is.
I think the Usos are probably going to take it back.
Okay.
Just because...
Because they're like, you had your fun.
Yeah, Miz and Mizdow. It's a good act. I don't see it having a lot of legs for...
They still need Maurice.
For the future. I don't see that going on for a long time. It's funny now.
Yeah.
And it's really funny now.
It's still freaking hilarious to me.
It's still hilarious. I don't know how long it's going to be hilarious to just the general public. So
they'll find other ways for him to sell.
I can agree with that. But I don't think they're going to keep the titles.
Yeah.
In my opinion. I think the Usos are going to take it back because they're a legitimate tag team. Mm-hmm. And honestly, I think a legitimate tag team should probably have the titles.
Okay.
So, Golden Stardust.
What I'm thinking Mizdow, Team Mizdow, is going to go over on the Usos.
Yeah.
And I think that this entire month is going to be building the Ascension. And the Ascension may be the ones who just say, okay, there's no more playtime. Now this is legit tag team wrestling again when they take the titles.
Maybe.
Is what I'm thinking. Or the Usos get them and then the Ascension go with them from there. Yeah. Because that promo meant a lot. Like, they're going to do something special with them, I think.
Yeah.
So,
to be honest, I don't mind either. Mm-hmm. I think the Usos might just take it back.
Okay.
Because they've been steady Eddie. They've been the steady Eddie.
Yeah, I mean, they've been good for the last year and a half or 2 years. Mm-hmm. Like, they consistently have good matches. They're both really talented.
They've really kind of turned my opinion on them because I used to see them come out and groan.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, okay.
Maybe Naomi will turn on him tonight.
I don't want to talk about Naomi.
Because Liz is trying to get her into
I'm thinking Cameron.
Yeah. Naomi's actually the good one.
Naomi's okay. Yeah, so that's fine.
So yeah, maybe she'll cost him, even though they just got married on Total Divas not long ago, so it'd be kind of dumb.
So yeah, that's a way I could see the Miz's retaining.
Yes.
Naomi bullshit.
We'll see.
Scandal, scumbag tactics.
3 more matches to go.
Oh jeez.
Ryback and Kane chairs match.
Ryback's probably gonna win.
Ryback. Okay.
Stupid. Did you hear that? That's all we had to say. That's all. Corporate Kane. Goodbye.
Ambrose and Wyatt TLC match.
Ooh, I'm looking forward to this match.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward.
It's going to be a really physical match.
It's going to be good.
They're going to beat the shit out of each other.
It's going to be good.
And maybe we'll get the Ascension in there. Maybe that'll be who Bray brings in a way.
Takes Bray over.
Something like that, maybe.
If that happens...
Or the little kid will come back.
Yeah. If something happens like that, because, to be honest, Bray Wyatt has been unraveling...
Yeah.
Due to Dean Ambrose having enough of his shit.
Yeah, he's having issues.
So, I think the only way I see Bray winning this is if he brings somebody... If somebody comes out or something happens.
Yeah, or if he just goes literal apeshit.
Yeah, and literal apeshit.
Beats him, to the inch of his life or something.
Yeah, for sure.
Something to make him scary.
Because Bray, honestly, has kind of been
He's kind of stuck in... Yeah, he's stuck in neutral at the moment.
So
they don't really know what to do with him.
Here's what I'd like to see Bray making 180 and win. Mm-hmm. But what I think might happen is if nobody gets involved, I think Dean Ambrose is going to go over because he's over. Mm-hmm. He's almost the DB of last year. He's hot. He's hot right now.
They're trying to kind of get him in the CM Punk Stone Cold range, I think, with just being kind of a loose cannon.
I like.
You don't know what he's going to do. The lunatic fringe.
He's a good fit for it.
Hell yeah.
He's a good fit. So I think Ambrose will go over unless things happen.
I think Ambrose goes over as well, though I would like to keep Bray strong so I would be totally fine with him winning as well, especially with the rumor of him going against Undertaker at Mania possibly, which would be a very interesting match.
It'd be interesting. I just don't know what does Taker have to gain from coming back to Mania anymore after the streak.
Put some people over. I guess he'll just go on a losing streak. He'll lose the last 4 of his matches at WrestleMania. I don't really know for sure. I mean, we'll see.
I don't see how Taker. I don't know if he'd work well with Bray.
Yeah, they're 2 bigger guys. So I mean, it might be decent. We'll have to see if it actually happens.
Not that I'm against it. I'd like to see that.
I mean, Sting still wants that match too.
So
Taker. So
who knows if they're gonna save Sting's 6 appearances for 2 WrestleManias.
We'll see.
Triple H this year.
Though, to be honest...
Undertaker next year.
To be honest, Sting was always famous in not NXT, in TNA.
Yep. Coming up through the ranks.
He was always famous in TNA for just doing 1-year contract after 1-year contract.
Yeah.
So maybe he'll say, you know what, I want to be on TV more, and he'll decide to sign a different contract next year. You never really know.
For sure.
Or add appearances. The last match of the night, tables match between Cena and Rollins.
I think Cena goes over. Because
Probably.
Cena always goes over.
Pretty much.
He's the Jason Voorhees of the WWE. I think he's going to go over.
I would really like to see Rollins go over.
Oh, I'd love to see Rollins go over.
And with it being a table match, sort of like how when Sheamus came in originally, where he came in and he just demolished everyone, and all of a sudden he had a title shot, and everyone's like, man, this guy who's been around for a month isn't going to beat Cena. And then what do you know?
He does.
He puts Cena through a table because that's all he needed to do. It's a tables match. And it was one of those things where he didn't have to brutally beat him down.
No.
If you just happen to get him to fall through a table, like the Big Show,
then
best
tables match ever.
Then I mean that's all that really matters. And I think Rollins could put Cena through a table.
Yeah, he could probably find shenanigans to get.
Yeah,
Cena
and you have to make him still look strong because he's still got that money to make briefcase.
You know what? The way I see Rollins winning is he gets Cena he dodges and Cena breaks the table himself.
I could believe it.
Yeah. But I honestly...
But because it's the main event, they might not want to send the crowd home that way.
Yeah, I think I honestly see Cena still winning because he's probably still going to get that return match with Lesnar.
Yeah.
And they can't have him looking weak against Brock Lesnar.
I agree.
So if they want people to think he has a chance against Brock Lesnar, who comes in and beats the streak and beats the shit out of John Cena.
Beats everybody.
He 16 suplexes.
Though
16
the last
Germans.
match he had with John Cena.
Yeah, it was more 50-50.
He was getting his ass handed to him at the end there. So
he was, yeah. I was going to go on to that, yeah. But still, I think Cena's going to go over. I hate saying that.
I think Rollins is going to win.
I'd like for Rollins.
I feel like Rollins is. I feel like they
Corporate Kane and Ryback are going to come out and
they have to find a way to have Rollins look strong without the authority there to basically fight his battles for him.
Yeah, and they haven't been doing that.
And they haven't done a good job of that yet. So I figure now is a good time to do that, and maybe we'll set up something like a Ziggler and Rollins match for next.
Because I don't want him to cash in and lose like Sandow.
Yeah, or like Cena.
That was bad. Who?
Cena was the first one to cash in and lose.
Cena,
but he gave warning. That's why.
No, he cashed in and lost nothing because he's John Cena.
Well, yeah.
Sandow cashed in and lost and got buried for a year almost.
My arm hurts where I got my tetanus shot. I was like, where does that tightness come from? Anyway.
So holy shit, this is 36 minutes long.
It is. It's gone a little long, but we wanted to cover two big things going on. So sorry about that.
So NXT.
If you didn't want to listen to it all.
So NXT and Charlotte looking like Ric Flair. That was the two things we wanted to cover.
Damn right.
Because who gives? I honestly was more excited to watch NXT than I am to watch TLC.
Yeah.
I'll still look forward to it.
And now, see if they just show off that sort of stuff with NXT, like if they were to put that show on regular TV and say, hey, you can catch this every Thursday night on the website.
Oh yeah.
Then it'd be like, take my $10, because it was that good.
No. $9.99.
Whatever. I've never heard of that before. Anyway,
I'm so original.
We're gonna go ahead and cut this off here
because we want to eat our pizza.
We want to eat our pizza. We want to watch the pay-per-view, which is coming on in about 30 minutes as of the time that we're actually doing this. So you'll see how long it takes to do post, which usually isn't too bad. But,
it's super long.
But it takes a long time to upload. So sorry.
So, Dan will always signing off as always. My butt hurts.
Oh yeah, and Justin is out of here as well. We will talk to you next time when something comes up in wrestling. So probably sometime next week.
Never.